name is Lesia. I'm an enterprise account director with Acrolinx. I support the Benelux and the Nordics regions around Europe. Companies will use Acrolinx AI to improve their customer experiences by creating high quality, globally aligned content that strengthens their brand voice. I moved from the US to Amsterdam to take this role and support the Benelux and Nordics. It's a new territory for me. So like a lot of salespeople, you're focusing on adjusting to new industries, new technologies as you move around. For me, it's also moving countries. Going from supporting one region of the US, the Pacific Northwest, to now 7 countries around Europe. I invest a lot of time in building pipeline, driving deals, and what I often find is when I lose a deal, I see the gaps in the beginning. I see gaps at the end. And what I see is, what did I miss? Did I not have a real champion? Did I not get access to the executive sponsor? Did I neutralize the competition? If I did so, how? Before I see it, a lot of it was happening after the deal was lost. But now with iSEEit, I get to see those elements live in real time. What are my gaps? How can I mitigate this risk? And that's a big piece for us here at Acrolinx. We manage our territories as if it's our own business. So I need to look at the gaps in my territory, the gaps in my deals, and I need to mitigate that risk. So I'm building a very confident pipeline that my CRO, my leadership team has confidence in. MEDDIC is a place for me that provides grounding. It can be sanity in a very chaotic world. So I come back to those elements in MEDDIC. We have iSEEit that we use, our integration within Salesforce, and it delivers all of the questions that I need to be asking through this process. So let's say I've had an hour meeting with a prospect, multiple stakeholders. I take all of that information I've gathered and I bring it back into iSEEit, and I understand at that point where I am, where I need to go, and what are my gaps. So it really helps me navigate and guide the sales process. I've used MEDDIC for years, and in the past it was a lot of, you do a write-up at the beginning, you do a write-up maybe in the middle, and you see where you're at. You have a conversation with your boss about it. Is there pain? Is there a champion? Yes or no? It was really light. It was really high level. So this really, it puts legs on it. It brings it to life so you can see it. I use it to navigate my sales process, to look at where I am in a deal. Another piece we have experiences in previous companies I've been at is where deal stages weren't as clearly as defined. You didn't really know where you were, and sometimes you didn't even really understand what the stage was, if you're in it, if you're in another stage. So in iSEEit, we have a lot of our MEDDIC elements, the questions we need to uncover aligned to deal stages. So it helps massively with deal progression. I know if I have to build a business case and I've gotten sign off from an economic buyer, I am in the consensus stage. And so that just provides clarity to me. It also helps me look at, we have really clearly defined exit criteria. For me, it complements me well because a lot of our exit criteria is, why do anything? It's a really challenging question for salespeople to ask. You're afraid it's going to blow up your deal. So for me, it is a scary point, and I see it, that MEDDIC piece always encourages me to ask that question. So it helps me in areas that I'm weak, so I can progress my deals faster. That's one key piece. The other is that our leadership team uses it to understand the progression of deals and their confidence in it. So we use our progression scores. We view those weekly with our CEO, and we look at them and we see how are our deals progressing across each person, our team entirely, and quarter over quarter. It's really a guiding factor for the confidence piece in those deals. And we look at it. If our deals have a score of 60 to 70% completion around the iSEEit, the MEDDIC elements, that's a confident deal. That's something that we can say, I think this will I know this will close. And we have all of that in place to show that. in these complex deals, I work with a customer success manager if it's for growth or expansion. I work with a solutions engineer to help validate a lot of the components, build the business case. There's a lot of people that come together around these deals to make it happen. It's not just us, the salesperson. This is a great place to bring your people around. So everyone at a quick glance can see where we're at, what's missing. We're going into a meeting. What critical pieces of information do we not yet have that we need to uncover, or that we're really weak in? And we can strategize around and strengthen. But in addition to that, it's really the handover, right? After you closing and winning a deal is incredible. You need to hand over a customer successfully. Those MEDDIC elements give my customer success manager, my implementation team, all the information and the criteria for a successful handover. They know all of the elements that I've spent the last 6 to 18 months trying to uncover. There's one really key piece, and that's sharing best practices. And when you're onboarding new team members into your sales organization, when you are ramping up in a sales organization and you want to look and understand who are our most successful customers? Why did they purchase us? What were their pains? What were the metrics they were focused on? I look in MEDDIC. So I spend a certain amount of time every week going into other reps' deals and looking through their MEDDIC criteria, because maybe there's something that I didn't think about, maybe there's a metric that I didn't realize we can impact. So when I want to understand the successes of current customers, how we built these really strategic partnerships, I go and look through the iSEEit and MEDDIC to see what did we capture in these components that I can use to then take into my opportunities, ask those questions, have strategic conversations that put us in a place of massive growth and success. I think most salespeople don't enjoy the admin efforts of putting information into Salesforce. It's been one of my worst traits. I think other bosses could tell you that. Everything was incomplete. I knew it. I had it in my notes. I had it in my head. Until we got iSEEit, I didn't know what was in it for me. That was the question. Like, what's in it for me to put this information in? And this has completely shifted that. It's completely shifted. And I put it in because it helps me make sense of it. It helps me understand where I'm at and how I'm going to close this deal. So for me, this has really just massively shifted my admin efforts. I went from being very poor at it to being really good at it, which is why I'm sharing this information with you. So for us salespeople, it just really provides focused guidance on where we're at in the deal and what specifically we need. There isn't any guessing. I think I need this. I think I need that. We know what we need. It's right there in front of us, and it helps bring everyone together to support that.